Welcome to Study Buddy, meditation philosophy for the heart of your practice. This is a live online discussion of ancient yogic texts amongst meditation practitioners in the Shambhavananda yoga tradition. My name is Acharya Satyam, I'm a resident teacher at Konalani Yoga Ashram in Hawaii, and I welcome you with love and respect. And we can begin by reading the sutra together out loud. We see the first word is Shiva. Shiva Tulyo. Shiva Tulyo. Jayate. Jayate. Shiva Tulyo Jayate. Shiva Tulyo Jayate. Shiva Tulyo Jayate. When a yogi has attained the supreme intensity of God consciousness, and then this is the actual sutra, they become just like Shiva. The focus of this sutra in the beginning is right away on this word. They become just like Shiva. We're used to talking more about merging with Shiva, but this sutra actually takes a little time to say, hey, not so fast. Let's talk about this. So we're gonna just jump right into some of the text and then just sort of decipher it as we go. Hey, Usha, it's good to see you. Would you mind reading this quote here for the group? Just go ahead and unmute.
Through the intensity of meditating on Turiya, the yogi becomes like Lord Shiva. Why is it said that the yogi becomes like Lord Shiva? Why not say that he becomes one with Shiva? It cannot be said they become one with Shiva because they have a body, a physical frame. As long as the physical frame is existing, the yogi is just like Shiva. They are not one with Shiva. Their having a physical frame will divert them toward inferior states. When he casts off this physical frame composed of 5 elements, then he becomes one with Shiva.
Thanks, Usha. So I'd like to expand this concept, this definition that we're working with right away with the idea that a physical frame, yes, he says the 5 elements, this is the body, our body for sure. But a way we can expand this concept to really relate to it in our practice on a daily basis is also that the physical frame, the frame of the body of our life is your work, your hobbies, your family, your relationships, the things you like, the things you dislike. This is the arena, the frame of your life. And this in the yogic context is described, as we'll see in just a moment, as our karma, specifically a type of karma called Prarabdha Karma. Who's heard of Prarabdha Karma? Cool. Okay, so Prarabdha Karma has always been likened, whenever we hear about it, this is the analogy, right? Every time. Bob, what does it look like, Prarabdha Karma? Good.
The classical description is like you've shot an arrow into the air. It has to come back down. There's nothing you can do about it. It will come back down.
Exactly. Where does it come down? We don't know. When will it come down? We don't know. But the one thing we know is
it will come down.
It will come down. So that's Prarabdha Karma. It's specifically that. Now, hey, look, this arrow is landing all the time. Look around you. Take a moment. Literally, your life is the landing of this arrow in this moment. This is what the arrow looks like when it lands for you right now. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, actually. We're in a meditation class with our Sangha. This is a pretty good landing for that arrow. And that is exactly what we've been taught, is that we don't know when it's going to land or where, but if we do our practice consistently, we are going to have the best possible circumstances for that landing to occur. So if this arrow's gotta land, maybe instead of it hitting you right in the bicep and oh god, maybe it just grazes the arm or grazes the leg and you just put a band-aid over it, But it doesn't even have to be like painful in that way. It just means our practice sets the stage for the best possible landing of this arrow, the best possible dissolving of the karma that we have to live through. So I want to just take a moment to show a quote from Babaji that talks a little bit about this type of karma. Hey, Nanda Devi, are you in a position to read a quote?
If you find yourself in a particular arena of life, in this or that situation, that is where your karma has taken you, and you have to work it out. If you just run away from it all the time and don't deal with it, then you have to come back again. So you might as well confront your issues now. Then you can avoid wasting about 20 years to get focused enough to begin to meditate again.
Thank you. We had a laugh. Yeah, that is true. You're like, whoa, okay. So the arena of our life, whatever situation you're in, this is your karma and you have to work it out. If we run away from it, pops up again. Babaji has given the analogy many, many times of you quit one job and then your boss you get the same boss in the next job, or you just keep having the same relationship challenge over and over again. It's all of us. This is the case for every single one of us. So this sutra offers a very interesting little a new vocabulary word that I have it was new to me, not Sanskrit, it's English, about this process. And it said that we must learn to enjoy our karma in order to overcome it. Can you believe it? That's what this sutra told us. So let's take a look at what the sutra says about that process. Natarajani, can you read through this one?
Prarabdha karma cannot be overcome unless it is enjoyed. For an embodied being, Prarabdha karma is unavoidable. He may be just like Shiva, or he may be an ordinary person. Prarabdha karma must be overcome by being enjoyed. It cannot be cast aside or abandoned.
That was read by the Sangha member named after the dancing Shiva, which very much represents exactly this concept of, hey, if you want to make it through your karma, you actually would do better by dancing through it. So here we are with this teaching. Our karma cannot be overcome unless it is enjoyed. Great. Jagamati, go question. Go for it.
Yeah, question. So when you say the word enjoyed, do you think that's like when we can feel gratitude for like our really like hard karma? Like instead of like, no, I don't want, and we start to feel gratitude for like the lessons and the growth. Like, do you think that's like enjoying it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, Jaganmati, this is going to be the topic for our free write today. So let's all answer Jaganmati's question with a 2 or 3 minute free write. So hopefully if you have pen and paper nearby. Remember the free write is an opportunity for you to feel while you practice. The idea is to get out of the way and to feel and to breathe and to allow the question to come through. Now, before we start actually putting pen to paper, I just want to give us a just connect for like 1 minute with this topic, okay? So enjoy. So take a moment to consider this. You're in your karma right now. Okay, this isn't something about tomorrow or in the future. This is it. You're in it right now. So what would it mean for you in this moment to enjoy your karma? What would that look like, feel like? What is that right now? Do you have to smile? I don't know. Do you have to laugh? Maybe not. What is it right now for you to enjoy your karma? Again, tap into this. So again, just because there's a little bit of shuffling around in the room here, enjoy your karma right now. Do you feel like you are overcoming? Do you feel like is this experience of you enjoying the moment, whatever that means to you? Is this a real practice you're doing? Are you actually rising up in some way right now? So connect with this feeling, this experience, and try to stay connected to enjoying your karma as you write. It's the same karma. Your karma now is writing. It has challenges. How do you enjoy it while you write? I'll get out of the way. Just about a minute left. Try to let yourself keep writing, keep enjoying. We just entered the bonus round. We get an additional 45 seconds. Bonus round. Go ahead and let yourself finish the thought you're on. Put down the pencil for a moment or the pen and read over what you wrote. If anything sticks out to you as sort of real, it feels like something real came through, even just a single word or a phrase, underline it. And then let's throw a keyword or a couple of words if needed in the chat box for your work. You know, I'm not sure if there's a specific question. All right. Bob is ready. Easy gladness.
Relaxing into being.
Wonder.
Embrace.
Opportunity to be present.
Peaceful.
Player in a game.
Stop complaining.
Enjoy. In joy.
Stay light with it.
Oh, thanks. Tuned in.
Nectar within each level.
You know when you know, it just is.
Calm.
Qualities of meditation.
Lightheartedness.
Firm, steady, pleasant. Where do I want to be a year from now? Without malice.
Liberating.
Liberating. Tejavani, the last word. Humor. Okay. Did we miss anything? Lightheartedness. Okay. Thank you so much. So let's take a moment. I'd love to hear someone elaborate. If you felt a little spark in that moment and that spark continued to burn while you're writing, does anybody want to share based on their experience just now? Sure, we should go for it.
So as I was writing, I just thought that everything I was writing that was helping me enjoy what I was doing were the qualities of meditation, surrender, breathing, relaxing my jaw, just different things that I used to help me just to staying present. Was another one I had. Non-resistant, because writing isn't something that I've always loved to do, but if I could stay in that state of non-resistance or the continuous breathing. So it just came up to me to use all my tools.
Very good. And so it's the actual, it's like we always associate joy with an object or an experience, but as you're saying, it's like joy is actually the way you participate in any experience or the way you work with any object. So that defines the joy. Thank you. Super. Anyone else? Okay, Gita. I was going to call on you, Gita. That's interesting.
For me, the phrase lightheartedness is a bit of a pun. Light meaning the expansiveness. And it reminds me of that phrase from Nityananda that the heart is the center of the universe, go there and roam. It's like being okay with what's happening. The other part of that lightness is just the light literally of enlightenment. And it's like, it's just part of who we are, the dark and the light, and when we're in these bodies. And we can focus on the darkness or we can focus on the lightness. And it's our choice.
Thank you. Yeah, I can really feel how clear it is, like what you're saying, how you can, it's where you place your, where attention goes, energy flows. And then as we meditate and we practice, I feel like we create wider and wider paths to the lightness. Whereas of course, when we begin, or when we're going through a big, like a new stage, new level in our practice, it's like the path is narrower. You can look down it, but you're really gotta stay focused to make it work. And then there's other times after you've really worked on something, or during sort of that rebirth phase, it's like it just feels the path feels so obvious and so big. Or when you're with Sangha in these settings, the path feels so big. Like right now, like we can all just choose the lightness right now. It feels so easy. As it should be, that's the reservoir. That's why it's one of the three jewels. Thanks, Gita. Anyone else want to share a little bit? Yeah.
Hey. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is, it sort of is bringing me back to, can you see my head a little bit?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so it's reminding me a lot of the last sutra, with the idea of looking for Shiva and everything, like that bit about like everything, all the senses, everything you're experiencing, and I feel like that's what brings enjoyment into everything. Is looking for the self and using every experience to find bliss or to find the state of Shiva.
Absolutely. It's like chopping a carrot isn't really fun, but if you use chopping a carrot to find the present, then chopping a carrot is fun. Is that sort of on the right tip? In the right direction?
Yeah, even like sweeping the floor, or like,
Wow.
Like, oh, the dust on the floor doesn't, it's not beautiful or anything, but you can have a beautiful experience while doing that.
Absolutely. And it's not like a mind game. It's not like a trick of the mind, right? It's a real palpable practice that you do in a lot of different settings. Would you agree, Tashi?
Yeah, I think anything and everything is a catalyst for being on that path.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the stories of Muktananda talks about it in his books a little bit, like even anyone can do it. Like people who are like working any different job or different varieties of life.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for honing in on that part of it. Oh, thanks, Nandama. Go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I don't think it's a mind trick, but for me, when I'm really steeped in a lot of karma or some scars coming up in the muck, I need to use my mind to remind myself I'm in it, and to, you know, if I'm resisting the karma or the whatever the situation is, using my mind to help me go to my practice. You know what I'm saying? I need that to talk myself into using my practice sometimes, like, oh yeah, I've got this practice, this is what's happening right now, and then breathing into it to expand beyond the tension.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, there's exactly what you're saying. It feels like it's like a two-part process where first you have to direct your focus, and then you have to use it in a certain direction. It's like a compass. The mind is like a compass, and it points you, and then you walk, you know, and then and then you stop, and then you recalibrate. Oh, I got a little off, and then you walk. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is, especially, I know you're like a Jnana yogi, you really love the sutras, the scriptures, and reading, and similar, you know, for me, that like it really, like we have a connection to just, we're inspired and by the mind, and can, you know, like to work with it, just like another yogi might be like really inspired by the way they work with their body in asana or pranayama or seva, you know. It's just like, it's just, so I know exactly what you mean. Dharma or Bruce Lee. I like the top.
I like Bruce Lee. I was thinking about the masks of Shiva, and if each of us has that unique equation that is our own karma, that I've heard Babaji talk about, that we're the only one that can enjoy it from our particular perspective. No one else is able to do that. And so that becomes a gift, like there's a potential there. If it can be enjoyed, no one else can enjoy it for us, because we all have our own unique karma.
Thank you. That's really, I think that really points to just, again, the simplicity of this task. I mean, we all know how to enjoy things. We know how to do it. We know what it feels like. We know what it means. And I feel like when what Dharma sort of opened up is I think we sometimes look at our enjoyment as maybe sometimes frivolous in a way, like but like it's really important. We're the only ones that can do it. You're the only one that can enjoy your karma and have it matter. So just like we're used to hearing, oh, that your karma is specifically challenging for you, whereas you might breeze right through somebody else's karma, they might breeze through yours. Well, flip that. Similar, you know, it could be particularly enjoyable for you. And boy, that word enjoy, it really, I feel like it's sort of loaded. I don't know if you all have like a sort of a knee jerk to that, because you're just like, don't tell me to enjoy something. I don't know if you all feel like that. But yeah, go ahead, Dr. Johnny.
I was obviously, when I started, it went to like, I just need to appreciate things more, no to-do lists, all the things, like find Shiva, be present, all the things that we know. And then it was like, okay, but that's like the easy karma. Like how do you enjoy the hard karma? Like when it's your family and they're in your everyday life, or what do you do then? And then it was, I think so often I try and like solve the problem of I don't want to feel this way. Like, let me fix this. How do I solve this problem and make it better? And, what if it wasn't something to be solved and that there's nothing to be done? And instead, you just let it be and let it lie. And you just know when you know what you need to do, and then you do it. But that at this current moment, the joy actually comes in the surrender, and that there's actually no problem that needs to be solved. It was kind of big for me.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, because the idea that Baba just addressed this 2 weeks ago in satsang, where he's like, you're never gonna like solve your situation. You can solve it for a little bit, then it's gonna shift, and there's gonna be a new challenge. And we just spend so much time trying to solve it, only to have it change and morph and a new challenge arise. So it's like, what's another way we can approach it?
I really liked how Jagamanti was talking about gratitude. For me, that helps when I have the family karma or things come up, and then the shifting, like you were talking, that if I can find some gratitude in the moment, and gratitude that I have the opportunity to grow, gratitude that I have a practice, inner tools to deal with it on another level, even if I fumble or when I fumble, that helps me too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the beauty of the sutra. If you and Bob, you can go here in a second. That's the beauty of the sutra is, all we're given is this word enjoyment. So now it's in each of our courts. What's that going to look like? How can you make that real? It doesn't have to look like someone else enjoying it. It doesn't have to look like a caricature of joy. Play with it, use it. It's real. Bob?
I was thinking about something Baba said to me years ago. He said, if you see your life kind of like a teeter-totter, right now you might be working on this side, grinding away through your karma. And boy, when I was first in the ashram, my life was very difficult. I had a brand new bakery. I didn't know how to bake, and don't laugh, Tashi. But I had to deal with a lot of stuff, and it was hard work. But he said, eventually you get to the middle point and it tips. You'll feel it tip. And at a certain point, you've burned up enough of the heaviness. There will always be karma there, but a lot of the heavy stuff gets burned up. And then you'll feel a tip and your life becomes much lighter. And for somebody who's been doing this for many years, I can now say Baba was telling me the truth. My life feels like I burned up a lot, and things don't bother me. I love washing dishes. The things that used to be are now just kind of like, no problem. We can do this. So I thought I would mention that because some of you may be just starting on the path. I guess most of you have been doing this for a while, but the idea that and you look at Baba, his life has been, when I first met him, it was hard work. It was hard work that he went through, but you can see now the finished product, or the not quite finished product, but life gets lighter and lighter as you begin to understand that you can deal with this karma that's coming your way. And eventually it becomes light and you become a very happy, a very centered person. So I just so glad to be here. Glad to see all of you.
It seems like a perfect transition for us to make our way into meditation, to put all this into practice, to start walking the path towards that lighter experience. So feel free to shuffle your seat a little, do what needs to be done. So as we are able to enjoy our karma, the metaphor is that it dissolves, that we become lighter, that or it burns up. And really we have less and less binding us. And instead of, for example, the room you're in being full of distractions, which is how the sutra tells us it is, the distractions fade away little by little, and the room becomes full of your being, this being that Babaji has been talking about a lot lately. And I wanted to just say for a moment that this is an experience I had recently sitting with our Sangha member who is transitioning from to life into death. And for RK, when I would walk into his room, I wanted to share this picture with you all. Oops, that's not it yet. When I would walk into his room, this was his altar that I'm going to be posting on Facebook. He wanted me to post this. This is what he looked at all day for the last, 3 weeks. And when you walked into the room, there was nothing in the room really, except for him, his altar, his bed, and his sheet, his blanket and everything. I mean, we offered him plenty of things. He just didn't need anything at this point. And his room was very empty and in a very literal way, but this is also in a karmic way. In this sutra, we're told that as we get near and near to the end of our life, our room gets lighter and lighter, emptier and emptier, allowing for us to experience our being more and more. And that's what I felt every time I walked into the room to be with RK. I felt mantra spontaneously arising. I felt the presence all around me, very simply. There was nothing else to focus on except the present. And it reframed these pictures that I've seen since I've been in the ashram of Nityananda sitting, our root guru, Nityananda, sitting in his ashram, in his room, usually pretty bare, usually a pretty empty room, just him, a blanket, and a bed. He's always just sort of sitting in this real simple way, and it looks like he's just waiting, just there. And I realized, Nityananda was as detached in his life as we will be at the end of our life. But he was that detached in the middle of his life, at the early parts of his life too. And so our work as yogis is to start to empty this room. This is a picture of all the people that would come to him every day. There's thousands. This is a small picture. But for him, his room was empty. So take a moment. Be in the room that you're in, both the physical room you're in, but also the physical body you're in, and the physical breath you are in. Allow this room that you sit within to be as simple as possible. You have karma, it will arise. Every thought that pops up is your karma. Every physical sensation that pops up is your karma. We can't cast it aside, as the sutra says. We have to enjoy it, and by doing so, overcome it. What this word enjoy means is up to you. It's a personal experience of your practice. The tools of stillness and of breath awareness help you accomplish this joy. You can silently repeat the mantra Om Namah Shivaya as you inhale, Om Namah Shivaya as you exhale, or simply watch the breath. These tools of stillness and mantra and breath are here to direct you towards your being, towards the joy. You can imagine your being like this big orb that surrounds you. And as you breathe consciously, you feel your being. As you sit still, you feel it. Where is your being? Can you feel it? Let the mantra and the breath help you find it. Enjoying this moment is intuitive, it's natural. You don't have to be taught it. You can't be taught it. No one can do it for you. No one can do it like you. The mind wanders. Our karma distracts us. This is inevitable. Can you re-find your breath, your heart, your mantra amidst those distractions? Can you come back to your practice joyfully in your way? with your joy. Let this room that you're in be as empty as possible. It's just you, your practice, and the walls that surround you. Let it be filled with your being. Your joy. Repeat your mantra as though it were a direct connection to your joy. Breathe as though your breath is literally your being manifest. No matter what arises, you can surrender it by coming back to your joy. You can be in this moment in an open and peaceful way. Let your room be empty. Just you and your practice. And we can finish class tonight in a special way, bringing our hands together at the heart. And here, as we sort of gaze upon the altar that was so special to RK, Ramakrishna, you can feel the connection that you may have had with him in any way, any shape that it was. You can feel that connection to him in your heart. And with an exhale, you can offer that connection up vertically. You can offer him a picnic basket of your love. Supporting him and rising and ascending to the next level. And then also just taking a moment to feel some gratitude in your heart for these practices, for our Sangha, for our teacher. This is priceless. Nothing can recreate any of these elements, and our karma might have its ups and downs, but we also have the karma to have these three jewels: the teacher, the teachings, and the Sangha in our life. And that karma is golden. And so may we all, really lean heavily into that karma as much as we can, especially as we enter in the holiday season. And so happy Diwali. May your next few weeks be filled with light. Namaste. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be exploring this topic tomorrow as well in our reset class, if anybody's interested. See you soon.
Jai Jai Shri Ram Sita Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram Sita Ram. Jai Jai Shri Ram Sita Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram Sita Ram. Jai Jai